Welcome to this episode of the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast. Welcome. I am your Captain Kenny Lightspeed with my executive officer, Joey Lightspeed. Joey, or I didn't let you say your name there. Are you going to say something? No? You're just looking at me.
Let's get into the news. Let's get into the news. The news.
Well, hold on. We have a guest. We have a friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
We don't have any friends of the podcast.
We have one. We have one friend of the podcast. We have a.
We have Maggie back.
Do you know?
From the Black Widow review.
No,
she's back.
No, we have a. We gave him. He has the title of Advanced Recon Trooper. We have Advanced Recon Trooper Simon here, joining us on the podcast.
Hey guys.
It's
me.
Wow, can you be a bit more enthusiastic, Simon? A little bit more.
Hey guys, welcome to this new episode of Faster Than Lightspeed podcast.
All right, turn it down.
It's not how we do our intro.
It's a bit more. That's a bit too much now.
That's not how we.
I mean, you did have a new jingle vibe, so that was kind of interesting. But
I was trying something different. Not sure if it worked. We'll see. So what were we talking about? We were talking about something. You were talking about Elden Ring, Joey.
We were just talking about how my brother bought Elden Ring after when he says, "I don't like those types of games. I don't like single player games.
I don't like Fallout." I've said that I like games with good gameplay and not just story single player games. Elden Ring has a good gameplay loop to me, where it's very skill based.
Yeah.
To a degree.
I can't say anything about that because I haven't played it. So.
Yeah.
And you're the only one who has. So.
I am.
Yeah.
But you like just games in terms of you, Joey. You just like the games, or not just, but you value more the story than the gameplay a lot, I think.
They have to be hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
If the story isn't good, then I'm not going to finish playing the game.
Okay. But, and you don't care as much about the gameplay as, say, I do. I need a good base gameplay.
Yeah.
For me, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Seems to deliver that, and I've been getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
I've restarted 3 times, to be fair. But
why would you restart the game?
Just for different stats, different starting stats, and different starting weapons too.
Why?
I didn't get far. I got back. I don't remember. I played an hour as both of my original characters, and then so
you just gotta commit.
I can't though, especially in that where they give you about 10 different stats you can put XP into. That's too much. That's too many choices for me. I wanted to learn a bit about how it worked and what stats I wanted to put into, and then go back and fix my mistakes. Because I don't think they have a restat system. A respec system. Not that I found, at least. Yeah. So we're recording this almost right after our Batman review. We recorded that yesterday. So I don't think we have a lot of news that we were going to talk about. I think we're going to touch on some of the stuff we didn't mention before.
Like Pokemon. New Pokemon game. New generation. Next generation.
Simon, do you know anything about the Pokemon games? Do you have interest in the Pokemon games?
The only Pokemon game I played is Pokemon Go because that was very hyped. But,
that was hyped.
No.
I remember that summer of Pokemon Go. I didn't touch it.
It was a great summer, but yeah.
It was a great summer.
A lot of people were driving around trying to get sticking Pokemons.
Yeah.
I didn't get into it. I didn't even touch it. You touched that, though,
right?
right?
I play a lot of it. Not as much as my friends.
Okay.
Wait, you still play a lot of it?
No.
You used to. That's what you said.
People, you'd be surprised how many people at college are like, guys, I'm so happy my dorm has a Pokestop right on top.
I feel like I have seen people in my first few years that were playing Pokemon Go still.
They do. It's still a very popular game.
That was weird.
Still makes a lot of money.
Dude, it's crazy. Crazy to me. But there was some Dune Part 2 casting news throughout this week as well. They cast another one of the Harkonnens, which is the younger Harkonnen that's supposed to, I think, inherit from the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know
It's Elvis.
thing about him. Right, it's the guy from this new Elvis movie. I don't know if have you seen anything about that, Simon?
You're asking the guy from Sweden.
No.
No.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of ads for this
Elvis.
Elvis movie.
I-
Do you know who Elvis
I'm not
is?
sure if
Because
he-
you're a bit of a
Obviously,
foreigner.
I know who.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Elvis is kind of an international symbol, I'd say.
Gotcha. Okay.
Since it's kind of
I
but I
wasn't
haven't
sure.
seen any ads or anything about it, so
Really, I've seen because it's also got
not even sure it's going to be released here.
interesting because it has Tom Hanks in it too. He's like the supporting actor or whatever. He's like the actual big name in that movie. But yeah, that guy's gonna be this new Harkonnen character, and then they have Florence Pugh as the princess of the known universe, basically the daughter of the Emperor, who she was Yelena in Black Widow, in terms of recent stuff.
People are just saying that she's getting cast for a sequel, basically, for Dune Part 3, if they make that.
I mean, I think she would be important if they did a Dune Messiah, yeah. But I mean, because I don't think the princess does much in the second part of Dune. Because I mean, you watched the original one, Joey,
Mm-hmm.
right? You watched the original one, and she doesn't do a whole lot. She like narrates in the beginning, and then she basically shows up at the end, right? I don't know if you want spoilers for the second part of Dune, Simon. So we'll try to hold off on that.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
It's
because
fine.
Let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it.
you don't want us to spoil.
If you want spoilers, just watch our Dune review of the original Dune.
I
people
have.
could do that.
Where
Yeah. I mean, if you watch that, I mean, because then you would know that Paul marries this
Yeah.
princess, officially he's married to the princess.
guys, we just told the audience
Yeah.
that we weren't going to spoil the movie, and then they kept listening.
I'll bleep that part.
Well, you just told them to watch an old
Yeah, you
God.
said listen to that podcast.
that you so you technically
they
have
wanted
already
to- if they
spoiled
wanted to.
this?
I like how, just as a reminder, my brother forced me to watch that movie, which he gave a 0, and I gave it a 1.
Because I wanted to do a bad review, a review of something bad. So,
But it wasn't bad. It was good.
was there any other sort of news that we didn't touch on yesterday, Joey? I don't think there
We
was.
just went over Pokemon.
Because we talked about the Obi-Wan trailer. We could talk about the Obi-Wan trailer again.
Again.
It is worth talking about again.
Yeah,
Simon,
Simon,
do
is
you
there
think-
anything you want to talk about with the Obi-Wan trailer? Because we talked about, as I've talked to you about my theories about Inquisitor Reva, how she would turn on the light side,
hmm
along with my hopes
Yeah.
that Cal Kestis would show up. Was there anything else that you
Yes.
thought of?
I mean, there are some things we chatted about earlier about some kind of worries with the series.
How, like 90% of the characters, we basically know what happens to them, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of characters that we know what's going to happen to them, and also kind of some. Yeah, it's just like how if your theory becomes true, it's kind of always the same story with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That the bad guys become good guys, and
Iden
Yeah.
Versio syndrome, we have called it.
The bad guy dies.
Mhm.
The Inquisitor's dead. She's dead. She's dead. She's not living.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Grand Inquisitor is dead, but
I don't want you guys to forget. The lightsabers that the Inquisitors have can allow them to fly.
That's true.
oh yeah, if they, I want to see that just for the memes, but also it's
People will
because
be
it's
so
technically
annoyed.
canon that they
Are-
can do that, but it's also just so unlogical.
It doesn't make physically any sense. It's just silly. It's so silly. But when you compare this to like a Rogue One, which is interesting, because I mean, you know the actual outcome of the story. It's almost the reverse of Rogue One, where Rogue One you basically know the outcome of the story, that they get the Death Star plans, but you don't know anything
Yeah.
about the characters in that movie. Like practically all the characters, you don't know what was going to happen to them when you go in.
I mean,
You
yeah,
could-
there were no characters that we knew about in
Right.
Rogue One.
outside, like, I don't know if you could consider Bail Organa a character. Even him, you're not really sure what happens to him.
There was
think,
like
right?
2 characters in Solo Star Wars story you really knew what was happening to them.
Well, Han and Chewbacca, right?
Yeah. And Maul, if you want to count him.
Well, that's like a cameo, right? Like everybody in Rogue One that you knew what was going to happen with were like a cameo, more or less, right?
Yeah.
So, but in this, it's like you don't know the plot outcome, but you know probably what will happen to nearly all the characters.
Yeah.
Which,
Most of the characters.
right, which could still be interesting depending on what they do. But I don't know what they'll do. Was there a new Moon Knight trailer also this last weekend?
Day and night.
Day and night. Are you guys excited for Moon Knight at all?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm excited for Moon Knight.
I think this is what Kevin Feige's like really hyping up and working on.
I don't know if I'm burnt out on Marvel or if it's just that this character I don't care about.
I'm just burnt out on superheroes in general. I think I would have been a lot more definitive on my answer for the Batman. Who knows what my score was? If you didn't watch.
Don't mention the Batman. Be careful. Simon doesn't see movies in theaters.
I'm too poor, okay? It's expensive.
Don't you have like $5 Tuesdays on?
You don't have $5 Tuesdays?
No, obviously not.
Whoa, don't dox him. I'm gonna have to bleep that now.
Oh, you think that's doxing?
I'm gonna have to bleep again.
They're believe him.
I'm gonna have to
I mean,
bleep this.
Sweden is a big country, so
No, I'm bleeping it.
it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. Whatever. So, it's interesting though with Moon Knight is that this is the first character that they're introducing in a Disney Plus show, right? Or like hero, like where the main character is introduced.
Well, that's technically not true. There's Kate Bishop.
Would you consider her the?
Yes.
She's not the
Yes.
titular character though. Titular character, which was because the
I'd
show
say
was
she's
Hawkeye,
a co-main character.
right? She was a supporting character.
I think she
for
was.
Sure.
I think she was the main character of the show.
I
and
can
Hawkeye was-
understand
No,
that
no.
argument, but she wasn't the titular character. So
I think the show was
No.
named Hawkeye because of she's Hawkeye.
she's not
because of-
Hawkeye though. She's Kate Bishop.
I don't think Clint Barton has ever gotten a solo movie because I think it was hers. I think it was her stuff,
I disagree.
and he was.
What was it
purely-
called? What was the show's name, Joey?
Hawkeye, named after Kate Bishop's superhero
It's
name,
not her name though. Is that her name in the comic books?
isn't it?
I don't think so.
At the
Do
end of
you
the show,
know,
there's
Simon?
like
I don't think that's true.
at the end of the show, it's like, what should I call myself? Bullseye. I don't know, something else, and then she's like, I got a name for you. And that's goes to Hawkeye.
That's not true.
It does.
It's not true.
Watch the show again.
No.
Watch the show again. Watch the show again. It's because she's Hawkeye.
All right, I'll do it right now. All right, I just watched it. You're wrong. You're totally wrong.
No, what do you mean? We that we didn't watch it.
Yeah, I just
You
did.
just said silent.
I literally just watched it.
Yeah, there was like an 8-hour break between that, and yeah, they did watch it,
Yeah.
and it turns out that there was no answer, and that Kate Bishop was the co-main character of the story.
There you go.
I don't like this. No,
You feel double teamed right now?
I do.
Okay. We'll see how that changes.
All right, let's go start out with our mashups because it's been
Okay, so yeah, our topic for today, I don't think we mentioned this at the beginning. Our topic for today is we're doing our second sci-fi showdown. So this one's going to be a bit different. This time we have much fewer showdown matchups, but we both picked them together, and we are both defending a side. It's more like our last, when we did the Han Solo Chewbacca versus Kirk and Spock matchup as the finale of our last one. This is all going to be like that. So we have 3 matchups. Simon is here to be our moderator. So if there's any like total disagreements, he's going to try to help us settle it. Should I put a timer for each of these matchups,
no.
Joey? No,
No.
you think it'll
How
be
many
good?
matchups do we have?
We have 3. We picked 3. So
Then yeah, I mean,
I think we'll be good with
it's
just
not
3.
gonna be like half an hour or so.
I wouldn't think so, but
Yeah.
we'll see how intense it gets.
Our last sci-fi showdown came out on May 24th of last year.
Okay.
Just as a time range, so we're just gonna say this is probably the sci-fi showdown of this year.
We'll see. Well, we're also doing much
Too
less,
many
though.
sci-fi showdowns.
We have done much less.
Yeah, this is much less than that first one. So it could be semi-annual? I always
Sure.
get semi-annual and biannual mixed up. Which one is 2 times a year? I think it's semi-annual.
It's bi.
I thought biannual is every other year.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Or they might be the
Yes.
same thing. I don't know.
I think they're the same thing. But I'm not the native English speaker, so
That's true. So you're not the first to ask, probably. All right, so
Yeah.
we'll get into our first one. Joey, what is your? This one's more of an army matchup. I think we discussed it a bit in the top factions. So Joey, what side are you defending?
I don't even know which one you're talking about. I have
Oh.
my list and you have your list.
What do you mean?
You're like, can you read the first list? And like, I don't have the list.
Not list. You are defending. I'm defending the Covenant.
And I'm
From Halo.
defending the Republic.
You're defending the Grand Army of the Republic. I'm defending the Covenant from Halo. So 2 pretty strong armies
Yes.
in terms of ground armies and space militaries. And I think the Covenant would. I'm gonna say that the Covenant would beat the Grand Army of the Republic, with or without Jedi. I'm gonna make that claim.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, what technology do you think the Grand Army of the Republic has over the Covenant? I think the Covenant is just a bit more advanced and has a bit more diversity in their soldiers as well.
The Covenant has more diversity?
Yeah, because with the Grand Army of the Republic, they have clones, and all the clones are pretty much the same in terms of fighting ability.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Covenant has a much more wide variety of equipment and such.
Okay.
You have cloaked elites and stuff like that. I don't know if a blaster can. I think a Jackal's shield could deflect blaster shots.
I don't want to get into that argument because I think that stuff is weird and there's no way to prove it. The argument I want to make is that you're forgetting probably the most powerful thing that the Republic has, which is the Emperor.
Okay.
The Emperor is super powerful. All you need to do is shoot his lightning
No, but
out
then
of
he
his
would
hands,
oust himself.
and he can
though.
destroy an entire fleet.
That can't be counted. He would oust himself. Moderator, I'm gonna need you to knock that off of the record and say that that's not allowed.
well, it would be allowed, but that emperor was not the emperor of the Galactic Republic army,
It's still
because
the
when he
same.
does the lightning thing, that's for the final order
The
thing.
final order, yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's the
and,
same guy.
No,
it's
you
the same
can't
guy.
include it. No, the moderator has
Fine,
It's
fine,
not
fine,
the
fine.
same
You shut it down.
guy.
You shut it down. You shut it down. That's fine.
Okay,
I refuse to believe that it's the same guy.
there you go.
Do you like the prequels, Simon?
Oh my god.
The sequels.
We're
the
not getting
sequels.
into this now.
You like the sequels,
We're
Simon?
not getting into this.
Partly.
Have the
That is
record know
one.
that, audience.
Okay. What audience? The audience is here. He's
No.
with us right now.
No.
Yeah, I just noted that down. Yeah.
Okay, so no, you can't have the Emperor.
Comment.
You can't have Palpatine shoot lightning into the sky.
Well, regardless of what happens, Palpatine is still unkillable.
We're talking about the armies, not just their leaders.
Okay. I think the fleet of the Republic is bigger.
I don't know about that.
The Covenant's doomed to fail because the elites are basically left right away.
What do you mean left right away?
The Covenant
No, they were together forever.
forever, but then they start crumbling apart.
We're talking about We're not talking about in the course of their stories. Okay, we're talking about if these 2 armies went up against each other.
Regardless of the fact, the army itself just fell apart.
What
It's
does that
doomed to
mean,
fail.
though? When Halo shows up and the prophets are like, we don't need the elites or whatever.
Also, there's no Halo ranks in the
Right, okay. But still a Covenant supercarrier, which we determined was
Which-
bigger than a Super Star Destroyer.
which kind of destroys a lot of the argument, I would say.
What do you mean? That a Covenant supercarrier would destroy any Jedi cruiser?
Well, little Annie Skywalker can just fly right into a Covenant ship and just blow it up from the inside. So I think that's...
No, that's not true.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's not true.
It is true. Moderator? moderator.
What? And what? Little Anakin wasn't in the Grand Army of the Republic either.
Who do you think he fought?
I'm just thinking that are you guys including the Grand Navy of the Republic?
Navy.
Right. Are we talking about just ground forces or
Everything.
space forces?
Are you guys talking the Army, which would be the ground forces?
I would
or
prefer
are
to
you
talk
talking
about Army because that's a more interesting battle to me.
More than the space.
I think space.
Because you literally
Covenant
just mentioned the
wipes them,
mothership.
though.
You
I
literally
know.
just mentioned the mothership.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Covenant would wipe the Republic in space, and it wouldn't be interesting.
No, absolutely not.
What are you talking about?
You're acting as if the Republic has not blown up super massive battle stations or ships before.
They've blown up single ones.
What do you mean?
They've blown up a malevolence, not 3 malevolences.
In those big space stations that were super hard to destroy.
What space stations?
They could probably use a mind trick on the Prophet of Truth and just destroy the Covenant that way.
What does that mean? What? We're talking about a battle. We're not talking about your convoluted tactics.
That's how they win, though.
Talking about straight up.
We can't use real tactics when we're talking about.
What are you talking about? Ahsoka won using somewhat conventional tactics.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do. They did. Anakin did commit a war crime by sacrificing
I think
his starship.
Anakin.
But I mean, it's still somewhat conventional tactics.
I think Anakin would just use a mind trick on the Prophet of Truth.
That's not what. How? What are you talking about?
A bunch of Jedi would be in the same room, and they would use a mind trick saying, "You have to tell that the elites what your truth about the Halo rings," and then they break apart.
They don't know that though. Jedi wouldn't know. This isn't a battle.
This is
You're
a
not
bad
talking about
argument.
a battle. You're talking about infiltrating and trying to create political discourse.
Because
that's what you're doing. What is this?
Well, that's what we have to do.
No, we're talking about a battle between ships and tanks and troops.
This is a bad conversation. This is a bad one.
It's a bad one because you're not making the fight
Because
actually about the fight.
The Covenant need the Halo rings.
No, that's not true.
What they want.
What are you talking about?
What's the Covenant goal? Just to
To
kill?
wipe out humanity. Literally,
And
that
what's
was
the
what it
Republic goal?
was.
To wipe out the Covenant?
Wipe out the separatists.
The Separatists. They're not even fighting the Covenant. They're just...
What do you mean? We're talking about... I thought you were talking about just in their individual franchises.
The Covenant wants to wipe out all life in the universe.
In this... Okay, let's say... So,
With the Halo
what
rings.
planet do you want the Republic to be defending?
I don't get what at this point...
The Republic's defending Ryloth, let's say.
Ryloth? Why Ryloth?
Oh my gosh. Pick a planet, moderator, for the Republic to defend.
This is a bad argument. I don't like this.
What do you mean?
The Republic has a bigger fleet. We know that, right?
No, we don't. We don't know that.
We basically know the entire number of fleet in the Covenant. The number of ships in the Covenant.
No, we don't.
We're looking it up.
What?
We know this number. We've seen the entire Covenant fleet
No, we
before.
haven't. We've seen
it in Halo 2.
seen a fleet. No, that was... They literally said that fleet was half the size of the fleet that attacked Reach. Literally, they said that. So look up the fleet that attacked Reach.
They said around 100 ships.
In what? What's the source? What's the source?
Halo fandom. Halo.fandom.
What's this fleet, though? What does that mean? Are these super carriers that they're talking about, or are they talking about all the ships?
These are all the types and variations that are led by a prominent flagship.
So is it
So
100?
there's 100 types.
Is it 100 fleet? Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
No, it's of all types. That's how many.
You're saying that there's only 100
This is a bad.
ships.
Can we just
That
move on to
doesn't
our next
make
thing? The time
sense.
is out. The time's run out. The Republic wins.
No, it doesn't. You haven't brought up
Because
actually.
the Covenant, they don't have a goal in mind.
We're just saying they're two armies that will say that the Covenant wants to take control of the planet that the Republic is defending.
And I'm saying the Republic would act smart because they have brilliant tactical leaders like Tarkin and stuff. And you're like, no.
Using what, though? We're not saying that, they're going to go create political discourse. That's not a battle tactic.
They're going to use
Or
their
using
cloak
technology.
Ship. To our knowledge, is there a single cloaked ship in Halo?
No
ship, I don't think.
I don't think so.
So they would have no way to go fight against the mouse ship.
I don't know.
They get on board of the mothership. and they blow it up from the inside through just Anakin.
They would still have to fight. Okay, so we're talking about boarding action now. Okay, they board. They still have to fight through waves upon waves of Covenant. Because we've done this. You do this in Halo, somewhat. You do it on a small ship.
And we've also done this in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Star Wars...
Anakin, pre-nerf.
Which Star Wars? Which Star Wars Battlefront 2?
The one where you play as Anakin. I don't think you can play as Anakin in the other one, can you?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Do in both.
Yeah, you do them both.
I didn't know you could play as Anakin in the first one.
Yeah, I think he's actually a dark side character.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
a villain character.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's just kind of nuts, right?
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. So you're saying what? It's led by Anakin.
Anakin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan.
Okay,
The classic trio.
So they used invisibility to get on board. Covenant has literally invisible soldiers.
They'll use the Force.
Okay.
If the Force wills the Republic to win, the Republic can win.
How about, can the Force stop a fuel rod cannon?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
If the fuel rod cannon can bounce,
Five fuel rod cannons.
if the fuel rod cannon can bounce, the Force can deflect it.
What about... What else? What else weapons does the Covenant have? Because I don't think the clones would stand much of a chance against, like, elites.
We're not talking about clones.
You're saying it's just Jedi boarding?
Maybe ARC troopers.
Just 2 Jedi?
Maybe ARC troopers.
But even still, I
Three
don't
Jedi,
think ARC
three Jedi,
troopers
three
can
Jedi.
fight
Ahsoka's
against...
there.
I don't think ARC troopers can fight against Covenant. I think against elites.
The Bad Batch.
I think the elites
You're
would...
forgetting about the Bad Batch here.
Okay,
think the Bad Batch?
I don't think they're that good either.
Okay, let's say this is a group of 3.
I don't think a
Bad Batch.
blaster does too much against a Covenant energy shield.
What's your argument against? Okay.
What do you mean? And that energy swords, that an elite with an energy sword can fight a Jedi with a lightsaber.
Sorry, I burped. Let's say that the lightsaber and the energy shield, they will block each other.
Energy shield or sword?
Sword.
I think it's another question about whether the shields can resist lightsabers.
I think.
Right. What's your opinion on that? Right. I think it would be like a 2 strike. You'd have to strike them twice.
Sure.
Because we see energy shields in Star Wars.
That are able to.
One of them was able to reflect lightsabers, like
Those are
straight
red.
up.
Those are red.
Right.
These
That
are
was
blue.
using like some sort of crystal that was more rare than kyber crystals, right?
Mhm.
That was in Master and Apprentice. And these are, and I think, I forget. I feel like there was one other appearance of energy shields in Star Wars that I just can't remember.
Droidicas.
Droidicas, technically, yeah, but I forget.
Droiders, because don't they
Or
go
the Scorpion neck droids, right? Straight up deflects
Yeah.
lightsabers, right? Those two are
what?
from Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett finale.
What blocks them?
The giant
Oh,
droidicas, right? Their shields deflect the dark saber.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think I would argue that it would take a couple strikes to take out an elite's energy shields.
I agree, but that's fine. Though.
So I think like
There's still ways to defeat
some
these.
elite zealots could totally go toe to toe with Jedi.
No, because they can still use the Force to crush their necks or whatever, or push them.
Are Jedi gonna just crush people's necks?
Look, you're saying that
Jedi
the
don't do
Republic's
that.
plan is to kill all of the Covenant, so they will not care who they kill, especially Anakin.
Oh, sure, Anakin. Sure.
So I think your point, if you want,
What about suicide grunts?
oh, that's easy. It's the grenades pop. They can just use the Force and throw them back at them.
Hmm.
That might help the Republic.
I don't know.
And then they get to the mainframe. They kill everyone on board. Blow up the ship. And also they can just use a hyperspace ram and hyperspace ram some of the bigger ships.
No, that's 1,000,000 to 1 shot though.
Moderator.
What's the likelihood of
Hyperspace ram.
doing the hyperspace ram, doing the holdo maneuver?
Yeah, hold on.
They might have not even known about that maneuver back then,
They must have.
because they name it the holdo maneuver like she's the first one to do it.
Moderator.
I would say that a light speed jump or hyperspace jump the hold-up maneuver would be pretty impossible, but an in-system jump would be pretty possible.
What do you mean in system? What are we talking about with the in system jump? You're just talking
In-system
about
is
like a micro jump.
it's a micro jump,
Okay. I
but
think
still
The one that they use
do
in.
like Lightspeed.
How about the one they use in The Last Jedi?
right. He said the hold on maneuver pretty impossible. That's what Simon just said here.
Okay.
None of your non-conventional tactics here. What about tanks?
Also, the hold-up maneuver
Mhm.
wasn't invented.
There you go. Probably not invented that.
They must have knew that.
You think you would assume, but it's weird that it's named the Holdo maneuver. Like she's the first one to do it, you know?
Well, that's just what they know it is.
Maybe. So let's talk about ground forces, okay? In terms of armor.
Republic won in the sky. We agree.
No, we don't agree on that. But let's go the ground battle.
Okay.
Let's go the ground battle just to humor it. So, because what type of armor does the clone army have? They have ATTEs. That's what the big ones are, right? The like six-legged walkers are those ATTEs, and they have the ATRTs or
The
whatever
little
the
jumping ones. Yeah.
the two-legged, right? Which those guys are exposed on there.
They have a bunch of the smaller wheeled ones that you have the Lego set of.
Swaller the what?
The one where Jyn Erso was taking capture.
Oh, the turbo tanks. Yeah. We don't see that often, do we?
We have one of those AT.
No.
What's it called? Those big walkers with the 6 legs that Captain Rex kind of retires on.
Right. That I mentioned that the AT. I think it's ATTE. I forget. But yeah, those six-legged.
They have those arc big turrets. Those big arc cannons for the most part.
Oh,
lack
do
of
we
better-
even see those?
Yeah, we see those all the time.
Where though?
All the time.
The ones with, because you're talking about the ones with the 3 legs that there was like a Lego set of.
They have deployable shield generators.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Balgenosis. They have those lasers that they can fire. Think about Balgenosis here.
I'm not really sure. Are you talking about what they used on the Zillow Beast? I'm trying to think about what you're talking about with the shield generators, though.
Didn't they have shield generators?
I don't think so.
They had something.
You might be thinking of like in the Lego Clone Wars
There's
game,
that for
where you could set
sure.
up like one
They-
like a teleport in those tanks, and you could have a shield generator over them. That's what I'm thinking. You're thinking of. Because I might know.
Oh, think about the Gungans. The Gungans have those shield generator.
Okay,
The Gungans are part of the Republic.
they're not part of the Grand Army of the
They-
Republic.
they
though.
have-
We're talking
they
about the
have 'em.
Clone Army.
They have them.
Talk about the Clone Army here. Okay,
Who's under the Republic?
they're part of the Clone Army. They're only called in for water wars. Okay,
Please.
what do you mean,
Please.
please?
Please.
What are you talking
You're
about?
picking and choosing.
Name one battle where the Gungans are brought in and they use those.
No, use those. The Gungans are brought in all the time.
And use those.
They don't use those, but we know those exist.
We know
The
that they're
Gungans have
brought
been
in
used-
for the water war on
We know that the
Mon Cala.
Republic, during the Clone Wars, they've used Gungans support.
In the water war. In a water war where they had nobody else to send in.
Not just that, they also used what's his name to go capture General Grievous.
That was on Naboo.
That was also on land that he has.
On Naboo.
Was that Naboo?
Yeah, that was Naboo.
Moderator, would you allow shield, big shields? Think of Phantom Menace here.
If we're talking about that, the Covenant also has that. They have spires, literally, that knock out any
I
ships that
But-
would
but-
not say that Gungans are part of the Galactic Army of the Republic.
Really, really, guys, the audience
This
knows
is
that
gonna,
this
this is
is
gonna
so
seem
against-
very, very anti-Joey.
Yeah,
But I mean, your arguments aren't really making sense.
they are making a lot of sense. But we just said that we're battling over Ryloth. So if we're talking about the spires, have to be pre-existing. They're not like super deployable. So
But they did deploy them. That was on Reach. They had to deploy them. They had to deploy them somewhere, not close to the fight. Sure, I would agree with that. Not close to the fight, but they deploy them on like the other side of the planet, and then they can just transport in phantoms there. It turns out I learned that like a few months ago, that those spires are used to transport troops, like stinking Star Trek, which is kind of crazy.
I can still do like an aerial assault on the spires and stuff.
How though?
We see it from like Thrawn in whatever. I know it's a little. I know that's not really a republic, but it's still like the overall same ship
But
design and stuff.
what would be the strategy that they would use? Because you can't just shoot them. I don't think.
Why not?
Because why didn't the UNSC just shoot them? They had to send troops into the
UNSC
shield.
doesn't really have that many ships, and they were like waiting for people to show up.
What do you mean? They literally, once the shield went down, they sent in the Savannah and blasted it. Remember? You're saying they should have just blasted it before the shield was down. I don't see your logic. I'm saying the Republic wouldn't really be able to do that either.
Well, obviously they would have their turrets that they could just fire at them from afar. I don't think they need to even go inside the spire to
I
destroy
think you
it.
have to do that. I think you have to go in there to turn
No.
off. Literally in Star Wars, there are planetary shields that you can't penetrate
No.
with planetary fire. You're saying the Covenant doesn't have that? I don't get to say that the Covenant has that.
The Republic would just allow the blue shower virus to just kill.
What is this? What? We'll talk about Covenant armor. How about, because they have ghosts, which I guess is
Guys, this is the
equivalent
entire podcast episode.
Yeah,
We're not
right.
moving on from this.
We'll
I
move
think this
on.
is just as
We'll
bad
move
of one as you guys do.
What's scarabs? Does the Republic have anything to fight scarabs with? Do you think an ATTE can fight a scarab? I think one blast from a scarab with its like beam, like its big beam, I think takes on ATTE. I think an ATTE, it would take probably like 3 to 5 shots with its main cannon on its legs to take down a scarab.
They would just tap a rope around them, pull it.
That's another rebel. That's a rebel tactic. That's
Yeah.
not a Republic tactic.
I'm trying to think about something that. What moderator?
What? Yeah, you should remember that there are Republic tanks that does fire electro or whatever it is lasers that they used on the Zilla Beast, which would probably be effective
Yeah.
against
I don't know if it would.
scarabs.
I don't know if it would.
Yeah, it would.
But the thing is, a scarab is not just mechanical. A scarab is made up of the same worms that a hunter's made up of. Boom.
There's still more arc turrets and cannons and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. The Republic would I don't think the scarab's like the win all end all.
There's
weapon.
also just tanks in Star Wars. There's also just like tanks, just in general. Generally, there's just tanks in Star Wars, isn't there?
What do you mean? Well, do you think a Wraith could do much against an ATTE? I think a
No.
Wraith is less armored than an ATTE.
Yeah.
But I think still a blast from it could do significant damage to it.
But yeah.
What about the Revenants? Revenants are pretty good vehicles to use in a battle.
I don't know.
Those would be pretty fast.
I would say I just say that the Republic wins. You're not convincing me here. I'm really trying to be an
Wow.
open mind. You're not really convincing me.
All right. Do we let the moderator decide who won, or do we still leave it open?
We can see what the moderator thinks. I think that
Yeah, moderator. This isn't the end-all decision as to who won, but moderator, who do you think won this debate?
The debate or the actual
The debate. You can't let
showdown?
you can't let your personal feelings between Star Wars or Halo decide who wins.
Oh, I mean, in the debate, you won, Kenny, but I would say that in this matter, I feel like the Galactic Army of the Republic would win because of its size.
yeah,
It
but we're
would
not.
be a very long and bloody battle.
Yeah, but my brother doesn't believe sources, so we can't really talk about size here, Shaq. So
Size.
No,
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying that I think that the Grand Army of the Republic would win in time, because I mean, we do know that there's 200,000 clone troopers with a million more on the way. So
yeah, exactly.
How big is the Covenant? How
There
many
should be,
Covenants are there?
You don't believe the things I tell you.
There's definitely not just 100 ships in the Covenant.
I think
there's
that's
no
very
way
viable, Mike.
that's true.
That's
I
very
believe if
believable.
there was 100 super carriers. That's what I would believe. Not that there's 100 ships. That's like
that's
not
a
even
very
half
believable
of
number to me.
what the Reach
That's a
fleet
very
was, dude.
believable number to me.
No way.
let's move on.
Okay, so our second matchup
How long did that argument take of just you talking
about
and me just like, no, that's not gonna work?
about 30 minutes.
30 minutes for one argument. Oh my gosh.
A little less than that. So our next one is, you are defending the Joker from Dark
Yes.
Knight, and I am doing James Bond. I chose Skyfall, or just General Daniel Craig, where he's a bit younger. He can still do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what type of scenario is this? Are we just doing like a fight in like a basketball court, or are we doing like a?
They got the city of Gotham. They got a city. They got.
They're
the city
roaming
of New
throughout
York.
the city of Gotham. Is it just James Bond is hunting the Joker, or do you think Joker's hunting James Bond? Or is it just they're both after each other?
They're more or less just. The Joker wants to make a message. He wants to go. He has the two boats.
Well, now we're getting into abstract stuff. I don't know if we can't make these fights abstract like this.
I don't think the Joker would really be against, like, want to just kill him per se. He's just as much against him as he was against Batman, and James Bond wants to stop him.
I mean, Joker wanted to stop Batman, though. Remember?
From what?
Right at the beginning, he's like first. He was going after the people dressed up like Batman.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna keep killing people until Batman reveals himself. So he was against Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He wants to go kill people, but wants to go like until MI6 releases all the information.
That was a bad impression of the Joker.
It was bad. It was a bad one. I know.
That's funny though. So, the big thing about the Joker, why it's tough for Batman to stop the Joker, is that Batman doesn't want to kill Joker. Most of the time, I think James Bond, especially Daniel Craig James Bond, he'll just kill him.
Yeah,
he'll just shoot him dead.
He has a license to kill.
If he has a chance. I'm trying to think of in like a car chase too, like if you put James Bond into the one car chase that's in The Dark Knight. Does this James Bond have a good car for that? Right.
We'll say that it's the car from Skyfall.
I'm trying to remember what his car in Skyfall could do. Because was there really a car chase in Skyfall?
The car in Skyfall is the original, the Aston Martin DB5.
The DB5, that's right. Because he uses it in the mansion fight. I forget that's in Skyfall. It feels like that's a separate movie almost.
Yeah, it is. In basic.
Yeah, so it has like machine guns on it, doesn't it? And it's not. Imagine an older car like that. It's not crazy fast, but it's still good enough for probably when he's chasing semi trucks. But are you saying the Joker has his cult followers?
Yeah, he would have to. Otherwise, of course, James Bond would just punch him twice.
Just
smash his head in the sink.
In a fist fight, does James Bond win in a fist fight?
Doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Dude, James Bond would find a sink.
I thought you were supposed to defend the Joker.
No, but I think the Joker's greatest strength is his espionage tactics
and stuff, right? Do you subscribe to the theory that this version of the Joker was like a counterintelligence guy?
I think he was a police officer.
You think he was a police officer?
Of Gotham, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything. I feel like you should be defending the Joker more. What do you think the Joker would do to stop James Bond?
I think that it's not about stopping James Bond. It's about making a message against them, and James Bond more so needs to stop it.
Okay.
If that makes sense, I don't think he's going to be actively trying to kill James Bond. More so, like, he wants to kill as many people as possible and take a bunch of money and stuff. Let's say if the Joker wanted to kill James Bond, though, could he do it? Yes.
Okay, how would he do it?
He would take many of his love interests.
Okay.
Have them force them into kidnap them, put them in a barrel. It's like, you can only save one.
Oh, you think it would all be mental stuff? And I mean, this James Bond is pretty mentally unstable.
He is. Yes.
That is true.
I've thought of it.
Because of Vesper, and
then you could have what other girl in Spectre.
Right, from Spectre / No Time to Die. Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He would live in, and then the plot twist is,
I think
he swaps the houses, so that Vesper is the one that dies and whatever.
Versus who though?
The location's different.
No, but like, because in Dark Knight,
who would you save? Would you save what's his name? Who's the guy? Who's the U.S. intelligence guy? Felix
Leiter. Yeah.
He'll say like Felix Leiter or Vesper.
You think he would put between those two?
Yeah, or Vesper.
I think as soon as he fails at one, if he fails, I think James Bond just goes back and kills Joker though too.
What?
I think James Bond just goes back and kills Joker.
But let's say he doesn't know where Joker is.
But you're saying he was captured, I thought.
No,
you're
Joker's
saying
not
it's
captured.
just a part of. Okay.
This is like maybe it's like first act after robbing the bank.
Does that though? Does doing that though? Just make James Bond more ruthless though.
Oh, of course he would.
And then it's and it's just like a timer until Joker gets sniped.
But I think James Bond is going to be a lot more emotionally unstable, and it's going to be a lot more angry, and that's like the Joker's winning at that point.
He wins the psychological game, but I think he still gets killed.
Let's say he swaps it with Felix Leiter and Vesper. Vesper's dead. Felix Leiter is alive. Because we know James Bond's choosing Vesper over Felix Leiter.
Sure. Maybe.
Whatever Bond girl that he's in love with at the time.
Okay, sure.
We'll fill in the blank.
You're saying it's one that he's in love with and not just like a random woman.
Yes.
Like whoever was in Quantum of Solace.
Yeah,
that wasn't even a love interest though, was it?
No.
I don't remember. That was Taskmaster.
I mean, he did actually get married.
He did. Didn't he?
So, yeah, he did.
He did in the earlier movies.
Right. We're talking about Daniel Craig Bond though, aren't
yes.
we? Because you're talking about Majesty's Secret Service. Well, where he got married.
But let's say that it's his wife.
Do you think any other James Bond could defeat Joker?
I think that there are some that could.
I think Pierce Brosnan maybe could. I think Pierce Brosnan has the tech to definitely beat Joker. Mm-hmm. Whether or not his like tactics and stuff works is a question. Timothy Dalton, I don't know.
I think Sean Connery would.
You think Sean Connery? I don't think Sean Connery would.
I think Sean Connery would.
I was going to say Sean Connery if anybody else would be Sean Connery.
I don't think Sean Connery has the martial art. In a fist fight, I don't think Sean Connery would win, to be honest.
Wait, the moderator's about to say something?
All right, moderator.
Yeah, if we're thinking Sean Connery era James Bond versus Sean Connery era Joker,
what does that mean?
I think it's a win.
So you would change? Would that mean what Joker would that be though? Would that be Cesar Romero Joker? Or would that be Jack Nicholson Joker?
I think we're getting a little off track here.
Again, yes. Let's see where this goes.
We're saying Daniel Craig James Bond.
We were saying that, but yeah, what James Bond or what Joker do you think would Sean Connery, James Bond be able to beat? I'm curious now.
Jared Leto.
I don't know. I didn't watch Suicide Squad, so I don't even know. I saw him in Zack Snyder Justice League, and he doesn't do anything.
He's garbage. He would be able to. I don't remember his name. The latest Joker.
I'm assuming you're talking about what was it? Arthur Fleck Joker.
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yes, Joaquin Phoenix. He would.
Yeah, I mean,
he would he would stand no chance against Heath Ledger.
I think he wouldn't stand a chance. I think anybody. I think I could beat Arthur Fleck Joker. To be honest.
No.
I think I could beat him because he's an idiot. He doesn't. He has a gun. That's all that Joker was.
Yeah.
He had no plan. I think I don't even know. I think Moneypenny from Sean Connery movies could beat Arthur Fleck Joker.
I mean, yes.
Right? That's my
opinion. I think Q could beat Batman, just saying, but that's another thing.
But yeah, in terms of so that was that debate. We could move on to our last one. Unless, do you have anything else to say?
I have tons of things. You're not using any of my lists of showdowns?
What do you mean? No, we're just doing the 3. We thought these would go long.
You're not using my list? No wonder why you want to spend 30 minutes on the Republic versus the Covenant.
Yeah, that was the point. We were only doing 3 matchups.
That was the main one.
Yeah, we were doing 3 matchups today. That was the plan, remember?
Though
Not
I
3 for
would,
each of us.
from this one, my verdict would be that the Joker would win mentally, but
Yeah.
James Bond would kill him in the end.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
too. Yeah. Yeah, I think
So it would be a kind of a standard James Bond movie.
Sure. Probably, yeah. At least the later few, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
He
The
seemed
Joker
mentally
would
okay in
use Harley Quinn as a
Spectre,
Bond
right?
girl, yada yada yada, blah, blah,
Sure. Yeah.
that kind of thing.
So our last one that
Is Chuck versus Michael
nobody
West.
knows either of those characters.
Chuck wins.
No, the moderator doesn't know that either
the
of those
Chuck
characters.
will flash on Michael Weston,
Okay, sure. All right, let's move on.
and he kills.
Let's
and
move
then
on.
then he
Okay,
has the
sure. I
advantage.
agree with you. So let's move on.
Okay. Will Stronghold from Sky High versus Invincible.
Oh my gosh, we're not doing these matchups. I didn't agree to any of these matchups.
Cad Bane versus Din Djarin.
I mean, Din Djarin.
We kind of saw that happen.
Din
so yeah.
Djarin wins, right?
Din
Just
Djarin.
because he has invincible armor.
Yeah, that's what we've.
Cad
kinda
Bane
seen.
would have beat Boba Fett if Boba Fett didn't have invincible
Mm-hmm.
armor.
Okay. Stitch versus Baby Yoda. Who wins? Stitch? Yes, it's Stitch.
Stitch would just shoot him.
Baby
Yeah, he would just
Yoda.
bleh, spit. He would just spit
That's
out
also
Baby Yoda.
not his name. It's Grogu. Yeah. Like
I
Grogu
still
would
call him
just
Baby Yoda. I'm sorry.
Force choke Stitch.
They're not actually called
that's so
hammerheads.
true.
The aliens aren't actually called hammerheads. They're actually called whatever they're actually called.
Wow. Well, you have to know what what they are called before
No
you
one
tell
calls them
that
that.
joke.
They call them hammerheads.
I call them Ithorians.
Thorians? No, they're hammerheads. Dave Filoni calls them hammerheads.
I've never even heard them called hammerheads.
What are we talking about?
The Star Wars race, they're Ithorians.
Yeah.
That look like a hammerhead shark.
Like they're like the mayor of Mos Espa. That's another.
Oh, those.
Dave Filoni calls them hammerhead sharks. There's an interview of him
I
saying, like,
don't
I know they're technically
remember
called
the
Thosians, but I
name
just
of
still
that.
call them just.
Pretty sure they're called Ithorians. Ithorian.
That sounds right, but everybody just calls them hammerhead sharks.
Victorian, yeah.
So our last matchup is you are defending the Bat family.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So you're doing Batman, and I'll say you get two sidekicks of your choice, since Batman has quite a few. What sidekicks are you choosing?
Dick Grayson,
Okay,
and
is this Nightwing Dick Grayson or
we'll say Nightwing because who cares?
okay?
And then we'll say, what's his name
It's
from
a big
Batman,
difference.
Batman Beyond.
Okay. You haven't even watched Batman Beyond, so how can you?
I don't even know
measure
the
him?
character's name, but I'm putting him in
You
this.
don't even know his name. I don't know how you can't do that.
Fine, we'll do.
You have to,
I don't know Tim Drake either. We'll say Batgirl. We'll say Batgirl
Tim
because that's
Drake's
the one
just
I
a
know.
clone of Dick Grayson, might as well.
Who?
Tim Drake. I don't even know what the
Yeah,
difference
Tim Drake was like,
I don't know
oh,
any of
Dick
his
Grayson
origin.
is off at Nightwing, so we have Tim Drake, and he eventually dies.
Yeah, I don't even know Tim Drake's origin.
Tim Drake is just around to die.
No, you're thinking of Jason Todd,
Am I?
who
Jason Todd. I mean,
dies and becomes
if you're
Red
choosing
Hood.
Jason Todd, you would also be choosing Red Hood.
Right. Jason Todd dies quotation marks and becomes Red Hood, right?
Okay.
So, if you want to pick him, and he uses guns, I think, which could be an interesting matchup against mine, which what I am doing is Captain America with his two sidekicks, the Winter Soldier / Bucky, and Falcon. So, I think my team wins.
I think my team wins. I think the Bat family definitely has.
I think
this.
your guys are just humans with sticks. At least your sidekicks are. I don't think your sidekicks are nearly as skillful as your hero. But my sidekicks are about as skillful as the hero. Almost as skillful as the hero. I don't think the skill gap is as big.
I don't think there's been a really good live action Robin yet.
That's true.
But the one that I'm going to try to aim for is going to be the Batman and Robin.
Why? Because that's the only version, really.
I mean, there's
who's
Teen Titans
basically
and
an
stuff.
adult.
There's like Teen Titans and whatever.
Oh,
Young
sure.
Justice. You can argue for me on Young Justice.
I want to argue,
but we're not
you.
going to do that.
Okay. You could go with Titans, Nightwing.
Yeah. There's stuff like that, but we're not going to get there. We're just going to say Batman and Robin because that's the most live action. That's the live action.
Are you also using that Batgirl though?
Yes, but we're using just Batman in general.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're going to say.
Okay. Or you're not gonna do Dark Knight Rises, Robin?
You know what? Yes, I'm saying that. I'm saying that.
No, you shouldn't do that. He's just like a police guy.
Yeah, you're right. I won't.
You
I won't.
shouldn't.
I thought if I agree with you,
he gets beat up.
I just agree with you just for the bit because I thought it'd be funny.
I forgot that's Robin. That is technically a Robin.
I was thinking that throughout the entire movie. I was like, is that Robin? Is that Robin? Like the first time I watched that ending
Dark
movie.
Knight Rises, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no. It's like, Joey, just watch the movie. I remember that. Just watch the movie. I'm like, is that Robin? I wanted Robin to show up so badly. It's like, wait,
his name's just Robin. It's like not even. It's weird. It's weird.
Not a circus guy at all.
No, he was an orphan though.
Christopher Nolan, no idea what he did with that third movie. Sometimes, that movie's like,
it's no man's land.
Oh, that part's great. There's so much of that movie I love, and so much of it I'm just like, what
all right, let's get into the actual. Let's go to the matchup. So, do you think Robin or Batgirl could beat the Winter Soldier? First off,
Robin from Batman and Robin will not necessarily win, but he will survive.
I just don't think he wins. Yeah, I don't think there's really. I think there are some iterations of Robin that could stand a chance, but I think at least a Winter Soldier from like say a Civil War.
The Winter Soldier music will turn on where it goes. And we're just
That's
why
he's evil, though.
He's dead.
And he's just gonna get shot from like
Use your
a mile
gunshots.
off.
Boom, boom. It's like gonna be about a game of survival.
Yeah, remember when Stinking Fury got nailed by him? Just through the wall, even. Like you don't even see him. Just boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's like I feel like I should be dead, but I'm not.
I'm gonna say Robin goes after Winter Soldier, if you would agree with that.
Okay.
And Batgirl will go over Falcon.
Okay. You are doing Batgirl? Okay.
Yeah.
You're not doing two Robins?
No, just for simplicity.
Okay.
So it's diversity. We don't just have
a
two
bit
Robins.
diverse. Okay. Okay.
Because, whatever.
Falcon is a little bit interesting. He wasn't as again, he has like guns.
One shield as well. One shield that they have to share.
Right, yeah, we have said that. But I mean, Falcon basically has shields. His wings are shields.
Yes, his wings.
Yeah.
Which are they vibranium wings?
I'll say that this is Civil War Falcon. Civil War /
So no.
Infinity War. So they're not vibranium, sure, but they're still in there. He takes like bullet shots and stuff.
Yeah, they take bullets.
Yeah. And then what was it in Civil War? He's got like mortars on those things. He like shields on his back, like he shields himself from behind, and then just missiles.
And we can see him dodge.
People.
Vision just shoots at Falcon, and then he just misses because Falcon's.
He was also distracted by his girl too, though.
Yeah.
Vision. So.
Mm-hmm. I think that that Batman would be like, we'll take care of Falcon by just saying, "Hey, I'll help fix your boat."
That's dumb.
I'll pay for your boat, your sister.
That's dumb.
I think that's how Batman gets rid of those two.
No, that's dumb.
You pull out the Batman card.
Again, we're talking about fighting. We're not talking about psychological. We're saying that this is a basketball court.
This is the basketball court.
This is a basketball
okay,
court.
that changes the dynamic.
Okay, where it's just these two sides. Okay, there's some room for them to grapple, to use their grappling hooks to the ceiling, and Falcon's a little bit
Can we
contained.
change it to be a boat dock?
Why? No.
Like a dock with a bunch of crates around.
If the moderator wants to change it to a dock.
Moderator, because they both have fought in that environment.
Boat dock.
I mean, usually you get on with the basketball court.
Okay, can the moderator please side with me on one thing in this and this argument? Like what?
I side with logic.
And I'm logical. I'm a logical guy, so basketball. So
he still wins. The tumbler will come in.
Oh, we're saying suddenly the Batmobile shows
Yeah,
up?
of course. Of course. First off, yes. Yes.
No, this is an extra dimensional basketball court,
Oh
dude.
my gosh, really? No. Batmobile shows up. It gets summoned. It breaks through the wall.
Nah, Captain
hits
America can defeat.
Hits Winter Soldier.
But now you're saying that it's Dark Knight Batman, though?
Just Batman in general.
But you said Tumblr, though.
We can use the Tumblr Batmobile.
No, I don't think so.
We can use mix match. Okay, should we just pick a definitive? Should we say?
Let's just go with no vehicles, Batman.
Yeah, let's just say no vehicles. That's the moderator. Moderator said no vehicles.
I mean, if you want to
the
go with
moderator.
vehicles, you can literally call in the Batmobile, the Batcopter, the Batplane, the Bat-Sub, the
Totally
Bat-What.
true.
You can just go with everything, and then the basketball court will be full.
It's totally true.
I'd say
It's part of his strength.
Captain America can defeat any of those vehicles. Remember in Winter Soldier, he has a bike. He takes his bike, jumps on the Quinjet, destroys that Quinjet. No shot. That Quinjet didn't even have a chance.
He also had a shield at that point, though. Maybe his shield needs to be helped with. Maybe the Falcon needs it.
You don't see anybody else use that shield very much, though. In those fights. Because, yeah, Falcon has his wings to shield himself.
The moderator wants to say something. Maybe you'll agree with me.
Is Captain America wielding Mjolnir?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say no.
No.
That's not a part of his standard equipment, for sure. Not in this fight.
Good.
We'll say if he had Mjolnir, he would win. He would win this fight for sure. There wouldn't be any question. But he doesn't have Mjolnir in this fight.
I would say that the Batman would have better martial ability than Captain America. We're actually going to talk about gritty, like the actual stuff, which maybe we should have done with every.
I mean, unless we are doing like top, because I mean, would you say that Endgame is peak Captain America ability though? I don't know. Maybe he does have Mjolnir.
We're gonna say like iconic.
Okay. What are we saying? Are we saying not Infinity War? Infinity War, Captain America. We'll say Civil War.
Yeah, that's my favorite Captain America. So yeah,
that's like I mean, that's like where he doesn't have super OP Mjolnir.
That's my favorite Marvel movie, Civil War. So we'll say that one. If we're using Civil War,
it's not Homecoming.
Maybe it is Homecoming. I don't know. I'm split on those two.
Interesting.
Then Guardians of the Galaxy is also, of course, up there.
Interesting.
Original Guardians of the Galaxy.
What were we saying? Oh yeah, because I mean, I don't think his sidekicks need the shield at any point, because Falcon has his wings that can shield bullets and batarangs.
If you plan on
and Winter Soldier has his arm.
If you plan on using Civil War, Falcon, and Winter Soldier, I think you got to use Civil War, Captain America. But I don't think that same rule applies for the Bat family.
What does that mean, though?
I don't think
because the Bat family doesn't have
George
a
Clooney.
Good right.
So we can't use George Clooney.
I know that's true. Yeah, I understand your argument.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been a great interpretation of those characters live action, right? Mm-hmm. I understand.
I'm hoping the Batman introduces more, but that's all we can say on it.
Yeah.
Watch our review. Listen to our review. Now watch.
What else? Because I think.
Do you agree that the Batman will be able to beat Captain America in a fight?
I think it'll be very close. I think in the end it would come down to strength.
Okay.
Like pure strength, because I think they're ability wise. I think Captain America is fairly close. I think Batman probably knows a couple more different moves.
Yes. He was trained by Ra's al Ghul, which has been who's been alive forever many years. And
sure,
stuff.
But he also beats Ra's al Ghul. So does it really matter what Ra's al Ghul knew? Not really.
I don't know.
Not really. So I think it would come down to about whether or not Batman's ability can make up for Captain America's increased strength and ability.
I'd hate to be the guy that says that Batman will, because I don't like defending Batman on a whole lot of things, because I think he's kind of an overhyped character, but I do think he could beat Captain America.
I don't know, because I think Cap's shield can deflect really most of anything that he can throw at that Batman can throw at him, and I mean legitimately throw at him, right? So That's partly it.
I don't think a Batarang could really do anything against the Captain America shield. I think he would be able to block that stuff.
Right,
easily.
it would block that.
Maybe grappling hook, he can grapple around and stuff.
If he grapples his legs, but even still, we've seen like Spider-Man try that, and it didn't really slow him down much at all, right? Mm-hmm. Same with War Machine. War Machine, like, did a thing on his leg. Did some sort of magnetic thing on his legs, and he just slammed it off, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think it would be a very close fight, but I think in the end, Captain America just makes it. I think he makes it.
I think he definitely won't.
I think Captain America makes it.
The Batman, not the Batman, but Batman was able to beat Bane, who's basically steroided up and stuff.
He also gets his back broken by Bane.
At one point, yes. But that's also a retired Batman.
Is it, though? I don't know about that.
He's been out of the action for a couple of years.
I don't know. There are some comic book versions where Batman has to use Venom to think that he is, to try to make it. Doesn't happen often. Mm-hmm. So are you sure that's not a Batman on Venom that beats Bane? I don't know. Also, Bane doesn't have a shield. Right?
That's fair.
A shield that can deflect anything that Batman can throw.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that the Batman will win.
And then we talked about Winter Soldier versus Robin.
Which Robin will try to survive until Batman cleans up shop.
Until Batman can try to help real fast.
Or Batgirl. I think Batgirl and Falcon could have a chance.
What was it? You said Batgirl versus Falcon? Maybe. Falcon always seems to vary on his competence level, on his ability to fight, people. Because, he'll fight off.
He has, no strength. He kind of just is, he's, military trooper, strong.
He's pretty military trained.
He's like Doc Ock. You punch him, sure, his arms are powerful,
right? Yeah.
But he's a normal person.
Well, if we add a John Walker onto their team, you can add another Robin.
You add a John Walker. I'll add a Timothy Drake.
I won't add John Walker.
Timothy Drake, Tim Drake.
Sure. No, I wouldn't do that. Because that's basically just another roided up guy.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that's very interesting.
They weren't even super soldiers.
I have been rewatching that show, too.
Is it good?
On the rewatch, I enjoy it, yeah. I enjoy the action still and the character dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But yeah, Batgirl versus Falcon. Because, yeah, we're talking about, at least Civil War / Infinity War Falcon, right? What does his drones do in those movies? Do they have lasers?
No, I think they're just the sea, aren't they?
I don't remember. I feel like they had something. They may have had guns.
If you're defending this character, you gotta know these things.
I don't think they have guns. Well, because I don't want to mix up with at the beginning of in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they have guns. They have some sort of bullet weapon.
What's the actress's name? Alicia Silverstone or something?
In what? In Batman Robin?
Yeah, for Batman.
Yeah, that's Alicia Silverstone, I think.
Yeah. I think she could take down Falcon.
I don't think so. I think if you're using that Batgirl, doesn't win.
She doesn't really have that many tools to her arsenal, though.
I would say she has about the same things as Batman. Wouldn't she? She probably has batarangs.
Yeah, she has a batarang.
And a grappling hook, right?
Yes.
At the very least. I don't know what else she would have.
I think that's it. I think that's all that she has.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think she loses then.
I think she could probably grapple a hook on the Falcon. Maybe kick him real hard.
He can kick too, though.
When he's flying? No, not really. Not when he's flying.
Or he pulls out his machine guns.
I think she can dodge that stuff. I think she can grapple to a basketball hoop real fast and then kick him.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Falcon wins that fight.
I would not be surprised. But I think that it really comes down to, I think, writing.
Writing, great.
So sorry to say that. But I don't know what else it could come down to. Moderator, who would win?
Yeah, moderator, what's your final opinion on that?
If you side with Kenny, I swear.
I mean,
with the choices that you made, Joey, for the support cast, I would definitely say that Captain America would win.
Interesting.
There are some instances where I think Batman would win.
You think different sidekick combinations?
If Batman knew that they were going to be fighting these guys, he would take the time to study their weaknesses and stuff, and then Batman would win.
But it's standard equipment, though, so we can't really just even do that.
Yes. Still. But if we're saying that they just popped into a basketball court, they just think they're enemies and they're going to fight. With Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, they would lose. But I think that if you had Batman, Nightwing, and Red Hood, they would have a bigger chance. But it would be pretty close.
I think Red Hood would be an interesting match-off against Winter Soldier, for sure. But we just don't know much about Red Hood, I think.
I think I would have pitted, if we're talking kind of strategic, who would have the... I think that putting Red Hood and Winter Soldier against each other would be interesting, yes. But I think that Red Hood versus Falcon would be more of a...
I think that would be more even.
Would you be okay
no,
if we
I think that would be a more strategic move, because I believe that Nightwing could take on Winter Soldier.
Mm.
What's the difference, though?
Difference between
close combat.
I mean, because you did Dick Grayson, Robin / Nightwing or whatever, right? That's what you were saying. I just think that vibranium arm beats it.
It's not vibranium arm.
Yeah,
Civil War, not in Civil War.
Yeah, it was though.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. Name a time when they call it vibranium arm.
What was his name? Didn't
No one called it vibranium.
Didn't in Falcon Winter Soldier? Didn't the other super soldier say that it was a vibranium arm? Pretty sure he said it was.
In what?
In Falcon Winter Soldier.
His new arm is vibranium.
Right.
But not
his old one too was.
Those got burnt out immediately.
What do you mean?
In Civil War.
I don't think that it was vibranium.
I think it was.
Yes, the moderator agrees with me. Mark your calendars. It was not vibranium.
Yes. But if I have to grade this debate, I would definitely say that Joey, you lost because you didn't believe in your own team. Because
I didn't believe in my own team
for Batman.
What do you mean I didn't believe in my own team? There's just more to know about Captain America at this point. I would probably say the Batman, honestly, in this argument, but I don't want to spoil it.
Sure. You don't think... I think Affleck Batman would be the best.
Oh, no.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No.
This is a very interesting conversation. You could pit the Batmans against each other and see who would win.
Yeah, right
obviously,
now,
the Batman with the nipple suit would win.
Batman, Robin.
George Clooney.
Nice.
Yep, he would win.
That's that's one of the few to not kill anybody.
What if he gets Falcon spray and they spray it on themselves and then the Falcon's going to fly away because he doesn't like it?
Dang, yeah. All over the wiki, it doesn't confirm that it was vibranium. It just says cybernetic arm.
Yeah, it's not.
Before Infinity War. Damn it.
Yeah, that's not vibranium.
Yeah, even Isaiah Bradley only says metal arm. He doesn't say vibranium arm. That's
overall, I would give this episode a 1. That you should definitely listen to it, even though you probably already have because you got this far.
Because you are listening to it.
But yeah, I would give the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast a 1 out of 1.
0 1, yeah.
Because we're doing binary, so that would be a 4. Because I have a guess, and therefore it's a 4. I know that's not how it works, but it's now a 4. Congratulations.
All right. So we Do we have any news? I think we said it all in the last one, which we recorded just recently, but our website's coming soon, so we'll be posting stuff.
Oh, you mean news about the pod, not news about the news?
Yes, upcoming podcast news. That's what it says on my format, yes. That's how it goes. Yeah, I think our website's going to be up soon, and we'll have a audio player on that, and we'll be getting it out to a few more places to listen to, so we're excited about that.
And when you've done that, you guys should do on this channel, the YouTube. You should have a camera.
We'll start doing webcams.
So it's exclusive camera on the YouTube.
People have to subscribe to our Patreon for that.
Yeah, we need to set up a Patreon for the video podcast.
Faster than Lightspeed OnlyFans?
No. I'm gonna bleep that. I just learned how to bleep, so I'm gonna be using that all the time. Otherwise, Joey, do you have anything else to say?
No, I think I won all these arguments, but I think we're kind of biased against me.
I don't think there was any bias.
Our future audience is gonna look back.
I was saying that the Galactic Republic would win.
He did say that.
Yeah, but you said that I argued it.
He said that your argument was bad.
Yes. I think the circumstance was weird. We don't know what they're fighting for. That's why I don't like big military conflicts.
Oh my gosh.
But that's just me.
We're not. We weren't talking about a war. We're talking about a battle.
I think we gotta talk about, because you can win a battle, but then lose a war.
Wow, philosophy.
Yeah.
That would be the next episode. Philosophy.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Fast and Lightspeed podcast. Check us out on all of our info stuff that I'll put down in the below. We'll be posting stuff, and look for our website. I'll put that wherever. How to listen to more episodes. This has been your Captain Kenny with my XO Joey, along with our special guest, Advanced Recon Trooper Simon. And this has been the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast.
Thank you for being with us, Simon.
And remember to like all my comments in the future episodes.
The music's already ended.
But the episode keeps going.
Oh yeah, this is the post-credit scene.